Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're at in the world today. February 7th, Saturday. We got a lot going on. They got Super Bowl on Sunday, Seahawks versus Patriots. Very excited. Hope you enjoyed our mascot, Rose, the field spaniel, wearing her Seattle Seahawks jersey this morning in the intro. She was also in the thumbnail. Winter Olympics started yesterday. We watched the women's hockey, U.S. versus Chechnya. Great game. So, if you're a fan of sports, Olympics, it's going to be a fun weekend. I have a jam-packed My Mortgage Hound Live for you this morning. I don't know why the chat's not working, but it's okay. The good news is the computer's working. If you watched last week, we had some issues with the computer. I fixed it. Just replaced these bad boys with some new memory. Out with the 8 meg, in with the 64 meg. I don't know if you guys noticed, but computer memory has skyrocketed. What would have been $100 6 months ago was $400 for 64 megabytes of laptop memory. Got a jam-packed episode for you today. 3 luxury homes. I'm excited and nervous at the same time because one of the 3 really ticks all my boxes. We love our house, but this one is tempting. So, say hi in chat. We're going to get straight to it. I'm just going to see if I can get our chat window on the screen working. Maybe, maybe not. We're not going to waste too much time this morning trying to figure it out. But let's start with some housekeeping items. Every week, Gavin Huckins over at Berkshire Hathaway sends over our market statistics. There we go. Chat's working. Okay. So, in Clark County, Southwest Washington, last week, we had 207 new listings. That's down 19% week over week. Pending sales, 214. That's up 3%. If you guys are regular viewers of the live stream, you know that I don't love those numbers. They're not horrible, but I felt it. I felt we had more buyers than sellers this week. Now, we're not talking a huge difference, but we did take more homes off the market than we put on. We can handle that a week or two here and there, but we want to watch this to make sure it does not become a trend as we get to the busy season. Now, it is weird with the weather and everything here in Southwest Washington. It feels like spring. I'm waiting for the trees to bloom. It was 61 degrees and sunny yesterday in February. So, Groundhog's Day was last week. Is spring starting early this year? Is winter over? Are we going to experience an early buyer's season this year? I think the answer is yes. I think we're seeing more activity in the first 2 months of the year than we normally see. So, only time will tell, but we're going to be monitoring this very closely. I don't have the lockbox activity. It wasn't posted in time this week, so we'll have to take a look at that next week. I'm going to assume for both Oregon and Washington, lockbox activity was up. All right, interest rates. Adjust my camera here. All good news on the interest rate front. Mortgage News Daily is my go-to website for all things interest rate related. 6.15, we're hitting multiple year lows, guys. And the nice thing about interest rates being at 6.15 on a 30-year fixed conforming loan for a national average is that we have, for the last 2 weeks, have had stable interest rates. We haven't had these quarter point swings up and down. We've been right in this 6.17, 6.18, 6.15 range for 2 weeks now. And I think that's very healthy for our market and for our buyers and sellers out there. That they know if they get on the consultation with me and we look at interest rates, we look at payments, that payment's not going to be swinging up or down several $100s week over week. So hopefully we see the stability continue with the stock market hitting an all-time high, all that's going on in the world. No one is going to be able to tell exactly what's going to happen with interest rates. But for now, I like the stability. Okay, a little bit of a condensed intro this morning because I have 3 homes I'm very excited about. All luxury homes. And we talk about 2-1, my hair is, there we go. We talk about 2-1 temporary buy downs a lot on this channel. And I've noticed a big increase in buying activity the last 2 weeks. And I'm surprised at how many people still are unaware of a 2-1 temporary buy down and how they can use that and leverage that program, that loan feature, to make a really compelling offer and save thousands of dollars on their mortgage payment. So we're going to be diving into that. With that said, I think we're ready. I think we're ready to dive in. How's the audio? How's the new memory on the computer? Seems like it's working pretty good. All right, let's dive in. We'll do one more thing. We'll let a few more people join us here before we dive into the listings. Family movies are hard to come by. My daughter is, and my wife, and me, we're all excited for the Winter Olympics. We love the Winter Olympics. And we decided to watch the hockey game last night and then kick off 2026 Winter Olympics with a family movie, Miracle. It's on Disney Plus. We watched it last night. It is such a great movie. Talk about character building and inspiration. It's a great movie. So go watch Miracle. It's on Disney Plus. If you like hockey, if you like the Olympics, if you like feel-good family PG movies, it doesn't get much better than that. Audio is good. Okay. Let's fire it in there. All right. We're going to start off this morning at 10606 Northwest 34th Avenue, Vancouver, Washington, 98685. This is located in Salmon Creek, 4 beds, 4 baths, 3321 square feet. Very large home. Cool Runnings is my favorite. That is a great Jamaican bobsledding movie. Good morning, Tina. Thanks for joining us. Tina, I'm glad you're here. So we look at a lot of homes on this channel, and if you're familiar, you see the mortgage breakdowns we do. We're going to look at that here in a second. Insurance is very hard to estimate. Insurance has been increasing year over year. So Tina, if you stay on the channel this morning, let me know if you think I am way off on my homeowner's insurance estimates, and we can adjust them if you think we need to. Tina Vlahos, American Family Insurance, friend of the show, preferred insurance agent of the channel. All right, listed for $995,000, built in 2015. This home is listed by Harris at Keller Williams and is actually being held open today. No, that's last week. Got to update your descriptions, guys. Was open last week. I bet you it's open again this week. Located in the coveted Erickson Farms neighborhood. This is where my old stomping grounds, where I grew up, is right next to Erickson Farms. It is a very premier neighborhood in Salmon Creek. If you guys are unfamiliar, this is where we're at right here. So Southwest Washington, the Florida neighborhood. Give you an idea of where we're at here. Top rated schools in the state of Washington. Very desirable. People fight over each other to get into the Florida school district. All right, we'll see what else is listed here. 12-foot ceilings. Custom finishes throughout. Slab granite. Butler's pantry with pass-through. Dramatic marble walk-in shower. Bonus room upstairs. All right, let's take a look at some pictures. Pictures are worth 1,000 words. So it definitely has that modern farmhouse look. Nice wide 3-car driveway. Good curb appeal. Love the French door entry. All right, there's those wide plank. I believe those are engineered hardwood floors. Beautiful entry, cool wallpaper. You don't see a lot of wallpaper nowadays. I think that looks very good in the formal dining room. Also, when I get into the $1 million range, this is what I like to see. Look at all this millwork around the arch here. The whole thing is encased. That really helps a home age well. There's a better shot of it there. So hopefully we see that throughout the house. Nice updated fixtures. Okay, it looks like we're still off the entry. I'm guessing this was an office that they converted to a bedroom. Nice great room, gas fireplace, lots of windows, high-end blinds, got shutter blinds there. Lots of white. I like the two-tone island cabinets in the kitchen. Very nice kitchen, tile backsplash to the cabinets, cabinets to the ceiling, 12-foot ceilings. Lots of storage. Again, upgraded light fixtures, really make the house look updated. So again, look at this millwork and all the entryways, archways here. Like the banister, like the slab granite. You know, this home was built in 2015 or 16. That's right when we started seeing builders go away from granite and more towards quartz. What do you guys? Do you guys have a preference of granite over quartz? I know everyone loves quartz, but there's something about granite. I'm kind of a granite guy. Lots of pictures here. There's a good shot of the living room with those shutter blinds, even over the slider. Utility room, nice tile backsplash in the utility room. More options with quartz. Large primary ceiling fan. Okay. Very extravagant primary bathroom. Like the clawfoot tub. Spare bedroom. Bonus room. Cool bedroom upstairs. 4 beds, 4 baths. Covered backyard, or back patio, excuse me. Backyard's on the smaller side, so if you're looking for low maintenance, that's good. They do have a fire pit back there. Nice backyard. Okay. In Salmon Creek, there are currently 148 homes for sale. The median list price for homes in Philida, Salmon Creek, $722,000 for properties that have gone pending. The pending average median price is $614,000, and then homes that have sold $574,000. Okay, here we go. All 3 homes, I've done the exact same financing options. There are many ways to finance these homes, but I want to focus in on just a traditional 30-year fix so we can talk about that 2-1 temporary buy down and show you just how powerful it can be. Okay, so 30-year fix, conforming loan, purchase price $995,000. Loan amount with 20% down, $796,000. Interest rates, according to Mortgage News Daily, the national average as of yesterday on a 30-year fix, 6.15. Look at FHA, 5.75. So 6.15 is what we're using for interest rate. Let's do a payment breakdown. Go Hawks. Principal and interest with 20% down at 6.15, you're looking at $4,849.46. Property taxes, $749. Homeowners insurance. Homeowners insurance is there to protect the house in case of a fire or burglary or something of that nature. And that's going to vary depending on which insurance company you choose to use and what coverages you elect. Tina is with American Family Insurance. She is the preferred homeowners insurance partner of the live stream. Tina, do you think that should be more like $150? It's hard to tell with rates going up on insurance. I'm budgeting around $100, maybe closer to $150. If you're still on, Tina, tell me what you think. Yes to $150 or yes to $100? You know, for an exact quote, you're going to want to call and get a quote for yourself on a home like this, but we're just using ballpark figures here. Okay, so if we add these three numbers together, we get a total payment of $5,698. Tina says more like $150. Let's update that. Let's update that to $150 so we can be a little more accurate. Okay, so 150. So that brings us to a total payment of $57.48. This is where I would normally say, how does that payment sit with you? Okay. Now let's say you qualify for that payment and you can do it, but it's a little uncomfortable. You can add a loan feature called a 2-1 temporary buy down. And what that does is we're going to ask the sellers to pay for a 2-1 temporary buy down, and that's going to buy down your interest rate 2% for the first 12 months. So for your first 12 payments are going to be based off an interest rate of 4.15, bringing your total payment down to $4,768 a month, saving you $980 a month for the first 12 months. To give you an idea of how much it costs to do this 2-1 buy down, if we go to our closing cost screen, it's going to cost $17,798. That's what we're going to ask the sellers to pay. So there's the charge for it, and there's the contribution, the credit from the seller, $17,798. I've explained this several times this week, and people are like, oh, how are the sellers going to be willing to do that? I think in this market, all day long, you can get away with asking for that. A lot of people are going to want to come in and offer $30,000, $40,000 under asking. Okay, so let's say you came in here and you offered $30,000 under asking price on this house. That's going to save you roughly $180 a month. Okay, there's a little savings there. $180 a month is nothing to bark at, but you're asking the seller to come off their purchase price $30,000. Here, we're only asking them to come off their purchase price a little under $18,000, and we are saving $980 a month for the first 12 months. Okay. In year 2, our interest rate is reduced by 1%, so 2-1 temporary buy down, and our payment adjusts to $5,245 a month. saving us $503 a month for the second year. And then in years 3 through 30, this is still a 30-year fix. This is not an adjustable rate. Okay. Years 3 through 30, we're at the 6.15 and the 57.48 payment. Now, refinancing is never guaranteed. Don't let anybody tell you, oh, you just refinance. Rates will be lower. You hear that a lot from my competitors, from real estate agents. Oh, just get it now and then refinance. Refinancing is never guaranteed. There's no guarantee interest rates are going to continue to improve. That is the consensus in the market. And if you listen to the administration, they want the lowest interest rates in the world. So you could do a 30-year fix, add the temporary buy down, and then we're going to be looking for a refinance opportunity somewhere in the low 5s, high 4s. If we get there within the first 2 years, you may never see this payment. So that is a 2-1 temporary buy down. If that kind of makes sense, but you want me to explain it to you again, we're going to look at 2 more houses, and we're going to be looking at that same program. We're going to walk through it 2 more times this morning. But if you still want more info, you can scan this QR code and schedule a 15-minute call with myself, Cody, the My Mortgage Hound, and we can build out one of these analyses custom for you with your own link. And we can go through all these different options on specific properties, or if you just want to talk housing market. Look, you don't start a YouTube channel about mortgages to gain 1 million followers and monetize your channel, okay? You do it because you love it. And I love talking real estate and mortgages, so if you just want to call and BS and pick my brain and have a conversation about real estate, scan the QR code. We'd be more than happy to talk to you. Okay. Are you guys ready for house number 2? Now, I thought about not listing this house, not showing this house this morning because I really like it. And maybe I might drive by and take a look at it for myself. I don't know. But it ticks a lot of boxes. Okay, you guys ready? You know, it's funny, when the laptop's working perfectly, we've got a few viewers, you know. But last week, when the laptop's not working, and it's a total SH show, we had like 35 people watching last week. So, all right, but there's a lot going on. Everyone's planning, probably everyone's at the grocery store getting chicken wings and all that stuff for tomorrow. All right, let's do it. We are going to 235 High Bank Lane. I mean, how cool would it be to be a mortgage guy that has a YouTube channel called My Mortgage Hound and you live on Bank Lane? I need to buy this house just so I can live on Bank Lane. It's meant to be, I think. We're in Woodland, Washington, 3 beds, 3 baths, 2388 square feet. This home is listed by Jason Blankman. You know, not super prepared. I always prepare for these streams right before I go live. Okay, so we go live at 9. I hit the computer about 7 and start preparing because I like to have fresh listings. I like to look at them for the first time with you guys. So I texted Jason. I've never met him before. I know every real estate agent, most agents in town. Don't know Jason. I've seen his name a bunch. We've looked at his listings before. I texted him this morning and asked him if he'd like to join us in chat. I gave him a 10-minute heads up. So I don't think he's here. But Jason, if you are watching, say hi in the chat. We're going to look at 2 of your listings, and I would love if you're there to answer some questions. If not, and you're watching this after we went live, introduce yourself in the comments, and people can ask questions afterwards in the comments. Okay, so 3 beds, 3 baths, 2388 square feet, built in 2026. It's on 10 acres. I don't know if I believe that. It kind of feels like the subdivision that is built. It's a new subdivision. It feels like the subdivision sits on 10 acres and this house is probably like on a half acre, but I could be wrong. The lot lines don't look like they're updated yet, so that's the one question I have, especially at a purchase price of $899. If it's on 10 acres, take my money. But I have a feeling that's the whole subdivision. So if there is an agent in the chat that can look that up, that would be great to know. Okay, let's see what Jason has to say. Brand new single level home offering 2,400 square feet, beautifully designed living space with truly spectacular views of Mount Hood, Mount Jefferson, and the surrounding valley. This 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, new construction features an open floor plan filled with natural light from expansive windows, including stunning floor to ceiling windows that perfectly frame the scenery, expansive back deck with patio heater to entertain or relax outside year round. This kitchen is both stylish and functional with quartz countertops, stainless steel appliances, a gas range, large island with an Eden bar, and an oversized pantry complete with cabinetry and shelving. The open living and dining areas flow seamlessly, making this home ideal for entertaining or everyday comfort. A separate sitting area or office provides cozy retreat, highlighted by a propane fireplace. Thank you for putting propane in there. Sometimes we have to guess. Propane fireplace and custom built-ins. The spacious primary suite features a walk-in closet and luxurious ensuite with walk-in shower, soaking tub, and heated tile floors. Located in a new gated community, this one-level home offers privacy views, modern comfort all in one exceptional package. So when you say Woodland, you don't know where that's at. That could be right next to the freeway. It could be 30 miles up Mount St. Helens. So here we are. We're not quite to Ariel. I'm guessing that's about a 10-minute drive to the freeway, so not bad. You can tell obviously we're up on a hill. Wait till you see these pictures. Yes, I already looked at these pictures, so we're on picture 49, spoiler alert. Okay, here's picture 1. I kind of feel like the modern farmhouse trend is going to transition into whatever you call this trend. It's not modern farmhouse. It's not fully modern. But there's something, this is a new style, and I really like it. Okay, so a couple things. Obviously, beautiful views, we'll see a lot of that. 2-car garage. Interesting that there's not a 3-car garage. But beautiful. Love the wood siding here. Looks like cedar siding on the entry. The rest of the siding looks like it might be kind of like a stucco or concrete. Beautiful modern entryway, black windows. How cool is this? So you can look into the front door, out through the back of the house. That is so cool. The views are so good that they made the views out the back visible from the front. Okay, so we're dealing with 900. I've looked at a lot of Canadian things, have had my head explode. Good morning, Gears Demon. You know, a lot of people look at Southwest Washington, their heads explode. Home affordability is a problem, not only in your country, in our country as well. Dr. Gavin Huck. I love when you can see all the way through the house. That is so cool, isn't it? All right, so we're under $1 million. Gavin, I don't know if you were watching earlier. It says this house is on 10 acres, but I think that's the whole subdivision. I just don't think it's been updated yet. But we got millwork around the doors here. Looks like laminate flooring. So some of those high-end finishes may not be here, but we're dealing with a purchase price of $899. And who cares about your floors when that's your view? Tons of character in the ceiling, vaulted ceilings, floor-to-ceiling windows, just unreal at this purchase price. How cool is this window? It goes all the way to the floor, actually on both sides. There's some AI staging, love it. Okay, so these are just windows. Your slider to access the back deck is right here. So very cool. High-end appliances, looks like a propane stove, love that. Again, we're dealing with $900,000, not $1.5 million. So you can come in here and add cabinets if you want, but they are two-tone, modern-looking cabinets. Nothing wrong here. You could update it if you want. Again, no one's going to be looking at your cabinets or your floors. Walk-in pantry. A little front office area. Love the AI staging. Looks very nice. Ceiling fan, carpets in here. Here's our primary. Wow. Looks like we have access to the deck from the primary. Primary bath. Very nice. If I remember right, this does have heated floors, dual vanity, a little on the small side, but guys, we're at 2,300 square feet, okay? This isn't a 4,000 square foot house. Utility room. Bedroom's on the small side, but that's okay. All the square footage is in the living room. Look at that back deck, is so cool. There's your heater. Trex deck. Two-car garage. So, a couple things. Two-car garage, small bedrooms, nice finishes, but we're under $1 million. I really wish I knew if that was 10 acres or not. See, doesn't this whole subdivision looks like 10 acres. I don't think that just your lot's going to be 10 acres. Although it might, I don't know. You're going to have a neighbor down here someday. So that does look like hardy plank siding, and then maybe stucco on the front. How cool. Okay. Woodland, there's currently 34 homes for sale, not a lot. Median list price $802, median price for pending properties $578, and for sold homes $531. Okay, I got to do something I don't want you guys to see here. So, what's everyone's Super Bowl plans for tomorrow? Anybody doing anything crazy? Okay, thank you, Gavin. That's what I wanted to see. So, this home is sitting on 3.31 acres. Let's go back and look at it here. I love that. 3.31 acres is perfect for $900,000. Are you kidding me? I know that seems like a lot. And it is a lot. But if your dream home is something like this, I would expect to be paying way over $1 million. So, how do we make this work? Just like on the first house, okay? 30-year fixed vanilla loan, $899 is our purchase price. We're putting 20% down. That makes our loan amount $719,200. Interest rate, according to Mortgage News Daily, 6.15 is the national average. Gears Demon, what's the national average in Canada on a 30-year fixed mortgage? In the U.S., the national average is 6.15. If we look at a payment breakdown, Tina's not going to like this $100. You think $150 a month here too, Tina? Or should we go $200 with it being on 3 acres? Let's go high. Let's go $200. Let's see what Tina thinks. Excuse me. Knocked over my water glass. Don't worry, it was empty. Well, I already changed it to 200. Tina says 125 to 150 land value won't impact insurance. Okay, I'll move it back to, we'll make it 125. Now, Mrs. Steinman brings up a great point. Property taxes seem high. We don't know what the property taxes are because it's not assessed yet. So, how do we qualify for a payment when we don't know what the property taxes are going to be? That's a great question. I'll show you. So, mortgage lenders, underwriting is going to require us to, on a house that's not assessed yet, you could calculate 1.25% of the loan amount. That is going to give you a property tax that's way higher than it'll ever be on that first assessment. I like to use Smart Assets, and our underwriting does accept this. SmartAsset.com. Anybody can go here. You just type in your home assessed value. We're going to use the purchase price in this example, $899. So the assessed value should be a little bit lower than that. So we're still going to be erring on the side of caution, and our zip code in Woodland 98674. The average county tax rate, 0.813. So that's a lot less than 1.25, which most lenders are going to use to qualify. So that's 7309 annually. And that breaks it down to, oops, wrong one. Breaks it down to $609 a month for estimated property taxes. This property will be assessed again probably right now. It's probably going to be assessed in February. There's the $125 for homeowners insurance, principal and interest, $4,381, bringing our total payment to $5,115. Now, using that same loan feature, not a loan program, the loan feature that we can add on to a lot of different mortgage programs is that 2-1 temporary buy down. So if that $51.15, I can swing it, but I qualify, but it's not comfortable, okay? So, we're going to have the sellers pay for a 2-1 temporary buy down. That's going to drop our interest rate from 6.15 to 4.15 for the first 12 payments, bringing our payment down to $42.30, saving us $885 a month for the first 12 months. You know, here's the situation a lot of people would be in. They see a house like this, maybe they're not planning on moving, but they're watching the live stream right now and they're like, oh my God, that house is gorgeous. I need to go write an offer today, but I haven't even thought about moving. I got to sell a house. Maybe I have to sell a rental property. I don't know. I might have to carry 2 mortgages for a few months. Well, this 2-1 temporary buy down will make that a lot less stressful when you're saving that $885 a month for the first 12 months. Okay, year 2, 5.15, saving us $454 a month. And then years 3 through 30, we're at the full 6.15, 51.15. We will be looking for a refinance opportunity somewhere in the low 5s. Okay, what do you guys think? You feel like you have a grasp on the 2-1 temporary buy down? Would you like to learn more? Would you like to have a 15-minute phone call with me? You can do so by scheduling that call using this QR code. All my information's in the description and on my website, but if you want to schedule a time, scan this QR code and we'll chat about whatever you want. Okay, I got one more very cool home. We're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna go a little bit faster this time. We're getting a little skinny on time here. Okay, Jason Blakeman, I found 2 of his listings this morning. Again, I gave him very short notice and invited him on the stream this morning. Jason, if you did hop on, say hi in chat. Okay, we're gonna go through this one fairly quick. We're going up a little bit in purchase price. 3721 Northwest 378th Street, Inlet Center. 3 beds, 3 baths, $34.93, larger home. Listed at $1.15 million, $1,150,000, built in 2022. 2022 custom home offering 3,500 square feet, 2.5 bath. Features over 2,800 square feet on the main level, plus 672 square feet on the second story. Thanks for breaking that out. Creating an ideal layout for both everyday living and entertaining. 2 spacious living rooms. Cozy pellet stove. Abundant cabinetry, luxurious ensuite. Okay. 2 additional bedrooms and a bathroom complete with a sauna. Let's look at some pictures. Yes, I forgot to go back to the picture number 1. Sneak peek. Wow, nice kitchen. We're going to start in the front. We're going to go fairly quick through these pictures though. In fact, I'm going to see, can we look at them this way? All right, let's go back and do it the old school way here. Sorry if I'm making you car sick. Nice kitchen. There's our primary. Really like this large dining area. Tile backsplash on these cabinets here, little coffee bar all the way to the ceiling. Living room. There's your pellet stove. Very cool kitchen. Okay, modern farmhouse, like the gravel drive. Here's our entry. Looks like hardwood floors, wide plank hardwood floors. Love the floors. Nice big windows. Vaulted ceilings. I like how it's a separate kitchen and living space. It's not one big great room. You don't see that too often anymore. A little sitting area, maybe, yeah. You could use that as a flex space, office space. A lot of these pictures are duplicates. I think we get a good idea. Okay, same thing. I'm gonna go through this fairly quickly. 1,150,000. We're putting 30% down this time. $805,000 loan amount. 6.15. Payment breakdowns, $49.04 for principal and interest, $748 for property taxes, $150 for homeowners insurance, somewhere in there, $52.72 for our total payment. If we do the 2-1 temporary buy down, 4.15, $47.61, saving us $991 for the first 12 payments. For the second year, we're at 5.15. $52.43, saving us $508 a month for the second year, and then years 3 through 30, we're at the full payment. It's been real. Go Seahawks. Go Teams USA in the Olympics. Have a nice weekend. I'm here if you need me. Call me. Scan that QR code. Shoot me a text or email. We are entering the buying season. 2-1 temporary buy downs are a great tool. Thank you for joining us. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. If you don't know how to turn on notifications, hit that bell. You'll get notified when we do go live. And we'll see you guys back here next week, Valentine's Day, my mortgage house. Goodbye, everybody.